I'm not. I'm not gonna sit there and go through my whole life. I really am not. My anxiety has been so bad, and my depression. The only peace I get is when I go to sleep at night. Well, what little bit of sleep I do get, which isn't much. Where do I get my hair done? It's my hair is natural curly. Right now it's a mess, but it's not been done for 4 months because I can't afford it. I can't afford to get my hair done. But I don't care about myself. You know, I thought I would do this live thing and maybe make a couple friends because but you know there's a lot of them that just wants to laugh and make fun of someone who's already struggling and someone who's having a hard time. Was I begging earlier, really? Just because I asked, I did give my cash up. Okay, well let me give it to you again. I'm not begging for anyone to help me, but if there is anyone with a heart and would like to donate for a part for my car or a tire or something, that would be really nice of you. Or I'm not a beggar. I'm not. There's other people on here that I see begging for stupid crap. To go get their fingernails done or get their hair done or new clothes. Yeah, plenty of trolls. Plenty of my haters. I'm sure that sits there and watches my TikTok. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, Julie, just gave out your cash up. Yeah, I did. You know, yeah, because it doesn't matter. I don't know how to do a GoFundMe, and if I did, there's nobody who would probably help me. I mean, seriously, the only thing I have is a Cash App. Report the Cash App. You know, it doesn't matter. Bunch of trolls. You know what? All of you is nothing but your heart is cold as ice. Hopefully, God will help your heart, and maybe make it a little warmer because you know what? It's really cold. So you report my Cash App because I asked for help for a tire or something for my car so I can get around. It's hard to read all the comments on here because it's going so fast. I said I have an old car that I'm trying to sell. It does not run. It needs a couple parts. I'm trying to do everything I can. That way I can sit there and pay extra money on the house that I cannot afford anymore because they raised the rent on me. It went from $900 to $1,200 a month. So, and I don't have the extra money to pay. I don't have nothing but $1 on my Cash App. It don't matter. I'm not the begging type. I really am not. I honestly, I just come in here thinking maybe I'd come on here and maybe find a few friends or something, a few honest friends, someone who had a heart. But there's nothing but trolls and people who just want to downgrade you, make you feel less and make your depression even worse. Anyways, it's okay.
Hey,
Hey,
can you hear me? Sorry.
yeah, I can hear you.
I the comments are going so fast and I put in there a couple times. I'm not sure where you're from, but here in Iowa, we have a place called Community Action Agency. I'm not sure if that is a national wide thing. I do know I have some friends in Tennessee, and Tennessee also has it, but I'm not sure if your state has it. If they do, or if you do, and I'm not sure if it has to be in your city, but I've heard of like people like around our city, not necessarily in city limits, still get help. But what I was getting at was they will pay your rent 3 times a year, 3 separate times. All you have to do is call them like 3 days before the first of the next month begins, and they'll go through an interview process with you. Do you get anything for like heating assistance called LIHEAP?
No, some of these people is saying stuff that I was on earlier before, and I told everyone I get Section 8 HUD, and they pay the rent here. Okay,
Right.
my rent was $900 a month. Okay, the landlord recently increased the rent to $1,200 a month and the reason why he increased the rent was because he said that the taxes is too much on this house, and he had to have more for the house, so he increased it. So, I don't have the extra money, the
Right.
extra
But if you go to like gethelp.org and put in your zip code, it brings up references or resources like Community Action Agency. And I also receive HUD or Section 8. It's both here in Iowa. But I received that also. But Community Action Agency will also still pay my rent. Like if I'm in a jam and an emergency pops up and I don't have rent money for the next month, they'll still pay my rent 3 separate times in a year. So like maybe look into like Community Action Agency in your state. Maybe there is a local place close to you that you can call. Otherwise, I'm not really familiar with this place, but my mother is, and I bring her every once in a while. It's called Women's Inc. And if you look them up, they also will help pay full rent, half rent, whatever you need help paid. They went back as far as 3 months with my parents, and they paid 3 months of their back rent. And they also, my parents had like a $4,700 electric bill, and they paid that off in full also. So if you look at these places, Women's Inc. or Community Action Agency, they will help you, no questions asked. Like all you have to do is like go through this interview process. You're on
No,
disability.
Holly, I don't only want cash. I understand, ma'am, but the only thing I think we have here we're in West Virginia where I live is just Section 8. I do know, I mean, and I have, there's you can dial 211 on your phone, and they'll give you a list of resources, which I have did that, and I got a whole list of numbers to call, and I mean,
Or
I've been
even Google like your nearest community action agency to you. I'm not really sure it's like a state by state thing because I live in a tri-state area where in 5 miles I can be in Nebraska or South Dakota from my residence that I live at, and I live in Iowa. So I'm in a tri-state area. So like all 3 of the states are able to call our Iowa Community Action Agency and get rent paid. So I'm not even sure that it has to be from the state you reside in, but I know that's like a government funded like place where they receive funds from the government. Even all through COVID, like they paid my parents rent probably for 4 years straight through COVID, not gonna lie. Like 12 full months, kept paying it because my parents couldn't afford to. Like they had other things that they needed to pay for at that time. But I just want to let you know that there's other resources out there. Don't give up. Maybe like I'm not the best person to say like not come on live because you really have to have thick skin to deal with a
yeah,
lot of
it's really
people.
it's really hard, and this is my first
Right.
day doing this live thing, but it's like I'm more or less trying. You know, I'm doing these researches. I've been making calls after calls after calls, trying to not lose my home because I'm trying to support my daughters and everybody.
Can I ask, see, my lease is always up December 1st, no matter of the year or whatever. So I just had to re-sign this last December. When did your rent go up and when was your lease signed? Because legally, if you're on Section 8, they can't just up your rent the next month because they don't want to pay taxes. Like that's a legal government funding thing. Like that's screwing the government at that point. They can't do that legally. So
Okay,
I'm just curious.
here's the issue with it. Okay,
Okay.
okay, and I know I'll get trolled if there's plenty of trolls because people saying you're lying, whatever. But yeah, I'm not a liar. Okay, all right. It went up. It's been a while. It went up to 1,200. Okay, all right. It. How do I explain this? Okay, the HUD, the Section 8 is in my husband, my ex-husband. We're divorced now. We got divorced in May. Okay, he's head of the household, right? Okay, they was giving him $250 for utilities, to help with utilities. Okay, he was paying $150 towards our insurance for our car, right? Car insurance.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess they seen that he was paying $150 from that money for the car insurance because you have to have car insurance or you'll get a freaking ticket.
Right.
Okay. Well, anyway, so they quit giving him that $250, and plus then so then it was $79 extra that they said we had to pay. So it was like a total of like a little over $300 extra that I'm having to pay.
Okay.
I don't lie, and I don't expect anybody to believe me. I really don't care. I'm just saying. I mean, I just have a lot on my mind. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. But anyways, they took the $250 out of there. So now I'm having to cancel my car insurance. So I'm going to have to drive with no car insurance. I already canceled my cable because trying to save money.
I heard that you have car problems also. Community Action Agency 1 time a year will either buy you 4 new tires, or if your car is not running, they will, like whichever shop in town you use, they will tow the vehicle there. They will cut them a check when your vehicle is ready to be picked up, and you will get a working vehicle again. If your heat's broke, if you have low tires, if you need a thermostat, whatever the case is, like really look into Community Action Agency, dear, because they help out quite a bit. Like my parents' van just broke down in December, and
No, Tammy
it took about a
Lee.
month.
No, Tammy Lee, you're nothing but a liar. You know what?
Can I
But
ask
I
one?
really encourage you to look into Community Action Agency, even if it's not in your state. Ask, like, whatever state they're in, hey, do you know if there are more available resources in West Virginia where I live, because I can't find anything. They should be able to at least give you a couple phone numbers that are resources from the state you live in that should be able to help you in your time of need. They'll fix your car, heat everything running, air working, windows rolling up and down. Like, they go from top to bottom on your vehicle and make sure it's a good working vehicle before it leaves the shop, before they'll even cut the shop a check. So the shop can't
I,
like just dip out for money, you know.
I'm trying. Believe me, I've got a whole list of numbers that I
And
got
I
off
heard
of.
you have dogs, right?
Yes, my ex-husband's got, well, two German Shepherds here, and then I got a Labradoodle that someone had gave me. And someone said, "How do you afford a Labradoodle?" Well, some lady asked me, was giving it away, and she asked me if I wanted him, so I took him.
Do
And
you have
he
like a humane society or an animal control around you at all?
yeah, but I don't want to get rid of my dogs.
No. Usually, if not both, one or the other, once a week or like 2 Saturdays a month, whichever calendar days they choose. They usually, if you go there during those days, they have like a dog food drive, which you tell them how many dogs you have, what size you approximately think their weight is. Like, I have a male German Shepherd. I used to raise German Shepherds, and he is 130 pounds. So he's a big boy, and he can eat, let me tell you.
Oh yeah,
But if you go to your animal shelters, like at least twice a month, if you look on their like calendars, like just research your animal shelters on your local Facebook page or whatever, and it should have like food drives for either dogs, cats, ferrets. They have fish food. Like, even if you have birds or whatever, they have like a food drive that you just drive up there. You tell them the name and what kind of a dog and how much weight you think your dog weighs. And my parents and me usually come out with 2 50-pound bags of dog food to last us until the next food drive if we need it at that time. So maybe look into that also, because they're not just there to take your animals away from you. Like, they want to help you keep them in the home as best as possible. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to feed my kids before I feed an animal type of a thing. But
and I
they
do.
don't want them sitting in a kennel in their place versus giving you a bag of dog food to last you the rest of the month or whatever.
My dogs, they get plenty of food. I make sure they get two big old huge bags of dog food a month. And German Shepherds, they have a special diet, and they eat chicken and rice dog food. And for the person who said that I couldn't afford a Labradoodle, believe me, I'm taking really good care of my Labradoodle, and he's been a really good depression dog for me. And it's helping my depressions. Thank you very much that I did block you, because the trolls is on here, and saying, if you would like to see my dogs, I'll show them to you. If you want to see them right now, here's my
No,
dog.
hon, I believe you got the dogs. Like, that's,
Here's my dog.
yeah, I believe it. I'm
That's
just trying to offer you
my
like
dog.
resources that I have come along and found, like myself or my parents have found in like dark times of need. Like, we don't want to give up our dogs or our cats or my mom's fish or birds that my kids had at one point, or hedgehogs they've had. Like, we don't want to get rid of our animals. So
Well, yeah, they're part of the family. I mean, I'm
Right.
not getting rid of my dogs.
Right.
I mean,
so
if
I
I
just want
had
to give you some suggestions to maybe look into if you're
understand.
coming to that point in life.
May
I
I
don't
ask
need no
one question?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. I'm rambling.
Can I ask a question? I have been watching your live about all day. Everyone asks you, what do you need help with? Can you tell us what you need? You won't answer the question.
I have tried a couple. I mean, I have went through the whole list of everything that I'm having trouble with. My car is literally falling apart. My rent went up in my home,
But people
and
has asked for your cash app, has asked you if what size clothes you wear, anything you need, but you will not give no one an answer. How can we help?
that's because I'm getting flooded with so many trolls here sitting there saying what a horrible person I am, and I don't need money and all this. I'm a size
I'm being
medium.
nice. I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to talk bad about
You know,
you.
I would love
You
to have
tell
some
the
nice.
lab what you need. Like, do you need food? Do you need clothes? What do you
Yeah,
need?
I would love to have some nice clothes, some size medium clothes that I could wear. You know, this shirt here, it belongs to my ex-husband, and it's too big on me. And half the time I sleep in shirts, big shirts. I mean, seriously, everything is falling off because I've lost 150 pounds. And then I had a woman earlier sitting there saying, "Well, I watched your videos and you had nice clothes." Well, you know what? Those are clothes I got from a yard sale. I mean, I keep what I do have, you know, and
I have a suggestion. Can you go to Amazon and make a wish list of what you need, and then people can help you and know that you will get the items sent to your house?
I could, but I've never done that, so I don't know how to
Well,
do
I'm
that.
sure someone can help you do that, ma'am. I
Well,
see
see,
it on here all the time. They can go to your Amazon, whatever you want, they can buy it, and it's mailed directly to your home.
it would even help. I mean, for my daughters. I mean, especially my 11-year-old daughter. I mean, you know, I signed him up for Christmas help, and
What do they need?
well, she's not good. She ain't got much clothes at all, and she could use some more shoes,
What's
and
that? You would have to give your address if you do that, and you don't need to do that on the internet. If you make
I
an
know
email,
I don't
Just
want to
like
sit there publicly put my
just add
address.
some like cute little shoes that she would wear or things that you think that she would wear on your wish list on Amazon. That's a great idea. I never thought of that. I just thought of local resources I use here. But that's a
I live
great
in West
idea.
Virginia myself. I live in West Virginia also. I mean, you could have it mailed to your PO box. They don't have to know your physical address.
Yeah, once you sign up for that, they don't get the address. It just gets shipped to your address. They just pay for the item and it all comes to you. So
Do you link that to your TikTok, or how do you
I've never made one and I've never even looked at somebody's Amazon wish list because I'm a single mom of 2 kids myself. I ain't got money to give to others, but if I did, I probably would. But I'm not techie smart either. So I'm not really the person to even ask for that. But I know of a couple people in a couple groups that I frequent quite often, and I can ask a couple gals in those groups if they know how to make a wish list and stuff like that. And then I could send you a DM and get you in touch with these people personally, and you guys could communicate over the phone or back here on live, however you want to do it. And they could walk you step by step how to add things to the wish list and then add it to your TikTok bio.
Yeah, might try that.
Also,
And for the ones who's asking about how I can afford special dog food, and it's just a different kind of dog food. Instead of getting beef, I get chicken and rice because it helps their bellies. I mean, seriously, the trolls, the comments that y'all put on here, you know, someone who's really struggling, and y'all sit there and want to be trolls, and when someone's really trying, and it's really hard to even sit there and make a live video and sit there and have people sit there and come at you with all these rude questions, and I'm, you know,
right, I get it.
laugh all
It's
you want,
hard.
Urkel. Go ahead, laugh away. If I makes you feel better.
Also, you mentioned earlier, that's what made me like ask for a box, because you mentioned earlier you won't set up a GoFundMe.
I don't know how.
That's like a jug, like at a gas station when people get change back, they don't want to put the change in their purse, they just throw it in the jug, you know, type of a thing. But it's like electronically. Girls get like breast implants and stuff done from like GoFundMe's and stuff. Why would you not like use that resource. That could be a good way. Somebody could be just trying to help a family and be
That would-
generous.
That would be
Just-
great if someone could message me. If anybody that's on here that's not sitting there trying to downgrade me and put me down for just being honest and truthful would
Right.
would message me and tell me how to set up what do we call it, a GoFundMe?
Yeah, I mean,
or how to
people
set up
have-
an Amazon wish list. I would love that. That
People
would be
have
so
made
helpful.
GoFundMes for way less. Let me tell you, if it's a cosmetic surgery and you don't want to pay out of pocket, why should other people? But people do. They'll donate $5 and the next person will donate 10, and it adds up and it adds up, and
One
pretty
more thing.
soon you're stable.
I sent you a private message on how to create a wish list. You can Google it.
Okay,
you
I
can-
appreciate it. Oh, you know,
don't
I'm
have to
not
put
sitting
your
there.
physical address. You could put a PO box that no one will know where you live, and then you can get the items you need.
Okay, I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm not
You
sitting
can
there.
also put food on the wish list too.
Yes.
And you can also put car tires. If you go to your car, I'm not sure if it's a car, a van, SUV, whatever it is, vehicle. If you go to your vehicle and you write down the numbers on the tires and you put them on the wish list for Amazon, you can get tires through the mail also.
Okay, that would be
So,
great.
Put that on there too.
I got it was that would be awesome. I mean, it was November. I mean, this past November here, and on a cold day, and I mean, my tire, I mean, it was on the rim, and I got stuck out in the cold for like almost 2 hours. I mean, I couldn't. Walmart was close, but I mean, I didn't have the money to buy a new tire, and anyways, it was a mess. But I mean, I was freezing out in the cold. I could really use some new tires, but yeah, I mean, if anybody could send me, like I said, how to set up an Amazon wish list or something,
Okay,
or a
I got one more
GoFundMe.
thing to say, and I'm gonna hop down. I sent you a message to your TikTok how to create the Amazon wish list, and also they do have community action in West Virginia. You could get in touch with to get help because I live in West Virginia myself.
There you go. They'll pay your rent in full. You won't even have to worry about rent, dear. You'll get your whole check to yourself to do with whatever you need to put on other bills that you need to get caught up or whatever the case is. Even if it's just taking your kids out and buying them new shoes. Like,
What's she
that
called
helps.
again? What does she call that again?
Community Action Agency. She lives in West Virginia.
Okay, Community Action Agency. Okay.
Or Women's Inc. INC. dot.
Okay.
It's another resource like Community Action Agency that they'll help pay electric bills. They'll help give you heat assistance so your heat can't be shut off from November till March. Like they'll help you do a lot of that stuff. And you can use those resources more than one time a year, and they're there for you to use. Like, ain't no shame in the game, honey. Get your bills
Thank you,
paid.
Lori, for your comment.
help
I
your
do not have it
kids.
in Kim, but I will look it up and I will figure it out. And if
Yes.
somebody could, like I said, if somebody could sit there and send me a message, a PM, I will gladly
That gal did. So just look at your messages after you're off live, and I'll be done rambling, and you have a good night, dear.
Okay, thank you so much. I really don't understand, some of your comments. I mean, really. A person who is really trying really hard, and the only thing you want to do is be trolls and make fun and just sit there and get a kick off of it. I mean, is that what it is? You get a kick off of it? Does it make you feel have a little joy in your heart sitting there, making someone who's already, has a bad life, depression, all that, and sit there and just someone who's really trying, sit there saying, calling someone a liar. I'm actually a sweetheart and would do anything for anyone. I would. And if I had a load of money and if I seen someone else on here that was having trouble and help and needed help, I'd help them too. Yeah, there's many making fun, laughing, call me victim. I mean, since I even got on here. I mean, and see, there's another one, Lacey, whatever. Laugh all you want. I don't care. No, I don't. No, I don't do rugs, and I know what you mean. No, I do not do that.